Hey guys, what's up? So I just saw the other day that Chapter 5 of Deltarune got announced. So I wanted to come on here to make a little video about what I think is going to happen with Sans, and I also wanted to talk about kind of my problems that I have with the community and like his character. So first, for Sans' role, for Chapter 5, everybody thinks that he's going to be pretty important, considering that the entire chapter is based off like Asgore's Inferno of Jealousy and like the garden and all that. But I feel like from the previous chapters, it kind of makes it clear that not the Deltarune characters, the Undertale characters don't play that big of a role in what we're seeing. So like, Toriel in Chapter 3 spends the entire thing sleeping, which I mean is like okay, and Undyne is only visible. She only plays a role for like 3 seconds before the night captures her, so I don't know. It's just kind of up in the air who is actually going to play a role in this next chapter. The only Lightners that I can actually see having a role in the next chapter in like a significant like portion of it, I think, is Jockington and Caddy. Now, you might be asking, why? Out of anybody else, why do I think that they're going to have a role? The only reason that I think that they're going to have a role is because they're the only two other like class members that actually have a portrait. Like you can see their face when they talk, which means they were drawn up for a reason. They have to have some sort of role like in the story. It's the same for Noelle and Birdley. They also, in the first chapter, they had their faces drawn out for their portraits, even though they weren't in that chapter really like at all. So I don't know, I think that that's going to be like a pretty big plot point. Anyway, getting back to the main topic of Sans, what I really think though is that I think that the community really has a problem with Sans, and I don't mean a problem as in how they characterize him, but well, I mean which they do, but I feel like it's gotten better. What I mean is that they kind of like hold Sans to like a higher standard than anything else in the entire game. So like the entire fandom doesn't talk about any of the other characters but Sans at this point. And the thing that really pisses me off the most about Sans is that anytime that there is like fan media or like fan games about, you know, Undertale, they're always surrounded, or like they centralize Sans as like the main like antagonist that we're fighting, which I don't know, I feel like it's just such lost potential because everybody doesn't even call them Undertale fan games at this point. It's just Sans fan games. That's, you know, that's just how many there are. And it's kind of infuriating because I feel like some other characters would make like really cool fan games out of, except nobody really does it. I feel like the best example that I can give for this is Undyne. I mean, Undyne is like super strong whenever we fight her. And not only that, she's the only character that generates like determination on her own. So it's like you would think that that would like, I don't know, like inspire people to like make interesting fan games, except I mean, there probably is some out there, but I mean, you've probably never seen them. I've never seen them. I don't know. It's just like nobody really uses like anybody but Sans. And if they do use Undyne, guess who's right there next to her? Sans. And I mean, just off the top of my head, another character that, you know, is just criminally underutilized is like Flowey. Like, I mean, Flowey, he's the only one, like, including obviously like us, the player, that can like remember the save files after, you know, you've gone back to reset. So it's like, why hasn't there been anything significant using that? Like, why are we still just using Sans as kind of that role? Because if you think about it, one of the most popular like AUs of like Undertale like as a whole is Dusttail, right? Where Sans, he doesn't remember what you've done necessarily, but he remembers, he kind of knows how many times that you've committed genocide against everyone, and now he wants like to prove that he can do it and outpower you type of thing. But it's like, why does Sans remember? Like, why is he the one chosen to remember? Why? Like, it makes way more sense if it was Flowey or something. Like, you just like reset before killing him, and now that you've reset after like right before you've killed him, now it's like, oh, like the human isn't trustworthy, like we can't trust them, now I should do this so that I can maybe overpower the human with my determination. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it just doesn't make sense why Sans is chosen for that role. And again, just continuing on the, like, on the Dustale situation, it's like, well, even Sans is chosen for this, but, like, it would even make more sense if it was Undyne, because it's like, again, it's all with, like, when you reset. So, like, what if you're in the middle of the, Undyne the Undying fight, and you reset? And it's like, oh, well, Undyne had determination whenever you reset. So, like, will she remember now that you, like, you didn't kill her, and she's still, while she had her determination? Like, she should remember something, right? Like, it's like, why is Sans chosen? He has no capacity to remember past kind of reading what you're doing. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. But, I mean, even after making those points, I don't want anybody to think that, like, you know, I don't think Sans should have any fan games. He's not, like, deserving of, like, the fan games that, like, he's given. I mean, he is a very cool character, and I do think that he deserves praise, but it's just, like, does he really deserve the praise over the, like, every single character in the cast? Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's just, like, so much unused potential that just, like, doesn't get used and instead just gets all fueled into Sans. And another great example of this phenomenon that I just thought of is Undertale Last Breath. It's like, oh, you know, Sans, he's been, like, the genocides have been going on for, like, so many resets at this point, and Sans isn't aware of it. But then, you know, Gaster, it's like the fun value, 66. Gaster, he comes out, Sans finds him, and then he's like, oh, you know, the human has done this and that. So, you know, then Sans remembers, but it's, well, he doesn't remember, but, like, he has the knowledge of what you've done. And it's like, that makes even less sense. Why is Gaster now telling Sans about what we've done? It would just make so much more sense if, like, Flowey took, like, a stand against us, like, in the last, like, second, because he knows what we're gonna do now that we've reset earlier or some shit like that. Like, it just makes no sense at all. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I just wanted to, you know, spread the message out there. You know, maybe, you know, if you're an Undertale fan game creator, you know, make something different. You know, you're not gonna be, like, you're not gonna have a great fan game if you just do what everybody else does, you know. Use Flowey and Undyne. That's all I want to say. I want to see more shit with them in it, because they are cool. Okay, I'm going now. Goodbye.